All right, everybody, welcome to Platinum Kaizo. Let me just double check my mic real quick, make sure my mic is doing all right real quick for a moment here. Let me just mute myself. All right, yeah, we are very good, very good. Let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. Ah, oh, that's my desktop. Not there. It is. Perfect. Attempt 64 so far. Attempt 64. I think things are going pretty well so far. We got a couple of guys. Not my best run so far overall. We're doing a monkey run. However, we managed to get a Sancharu in the what's it called? Or not Orberg, in Sanjum Town. That's where we got it. Very stellar, solid stats. Zero defense isn't amazing, but everything else is pretty great. Pretty solid Mareep, that's what it's called. Pretty solid Mareep. We got a great monkey here, neutral nature. And then we also have a decent Pikachu. 25 attack is pretty solid. Sadly, it's modest, but I mean, that'll help more with like Thunderbolt down the line, but Volt Tackles aren't going to be doing quite so much damage. We got a really solid Combi, a literal max attack Combi. Hey, Carl, how you doing? You just made it. Just made it for the start of the stream. I'm just doing a quick team review real quick. And then we, of course, got Dumbo here, the absolute goated Fampy that we got last time. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! We got this shit. Nice. Way to throw on that bell notification. Way to throw on that bell notification. I appreciate you, goat. Alright, really, honestly, we genuinely have stellar mons across the board. The only thing that's, like, iffy is a minus speed on Shinx, but literally everything else, and also, like, a pretty meh Meowth. But honestly, low-key, we can just trade this for Chestnut if we absolutely want to. Alright, now we are just going to be doing a couple of battles up here now. Not terribly worried. These upcoming trainer fights aren't quite so difficult. Bro, you talk about Shinx when Protein is right there. That is true. That is pretty true. Who is Protein? That's a yeah, the Meowth. Yeah, Meowth is so mid. I'm sorry, man. Protein is so mid. All right. Let's do this fight. Kind of the gimmick between all of these, not all of these, but the next two trainers is that they all have a set of starters. This being Charmander, Totodile, and one other one. Trico, that's who it is. And then following up with a strong normal type for the early game. Big crit to start us off. Trico now comes in. It's not really going to do too much. We just go into you on the Mega Drain. We Bug Bite. One tap. Quizma comes in. This thing is going to go for Uproar or Water Pulse regardless. We are fine. Yeah, we lived even crit there. Now we got Totodile. And here we can just simply go into Pika Food. You hate a specific starter? Just go for a Thunder Shock. Yeah, just went for D-Dance anyways. Perfect. Alright. And then the next one is going to be Chikorita. And what is the next one? Chikorita. Why am I blanking? Why am I absolutely blanking on what the next one is? Chikorita. Torchic. And then what's another water? What is the water? It's not Totodile. Oh, it's Squirtle. But it's also a Rattata, which we actually have to worry about slightly. This Rattata can be incredibly difficult to beat. Specifically, Leon's Charizard. Fair enough, honestly. Leon's a bitch. Leon's a bitch. What else do we got? I don't want to throw you one just for the sake of it. Yeah. I think we should be okay. I think we should be fine with who we have. Lovedus can usually 1v1 this Rattata, at least to a point where it's not going to threaten the entire run. Bro wears short shorts and a crusty cape. No kidding, man. Bro's the kind of people you see going to fucking like Hot Topic. I don't know, man. That's just kind of my vibe. He definitely would shop at Hot Topic. Leon is a fiend for Hot Topic. Pluck. We just go for Water Pulse. He's probably going to go for Protect. We just go for Charm. Ooh, perfect. That's awesome. Best case. Now we just go for a Water Pulse. Good. Go into Carbs. As he protects. We should be able to live. Okay, just goes for Protect again. Yeah, I don't know if we would have been able to live crit. However, we should have been fine. Okay, this is almost definitely going to be going for a, what's it called? A water gun. Do we have... Okay, we do have some physical moves. That's good. Okay. I'm going to go for one physical move. Exactly, that's why. And now we should be able to one-shot. Perfect. Bro looks like a guy who thinks a Discord moderator is a job. Honestly, yeah. He is a big advocate for Discord mods, isn't he? He definitely is. There we go. Yeah, I just don't like his vibe. I just don't like his vibe. I'm a Professor Kukui guy, all the way through. I'm a Professor Kukui guy myself. Oh yeah, these trainers. I absolutely hate this next trainer. It's a full bug team. However, they just keep on throwing bug types at you, and they just end up doing so much. However, we should be fine. Between Combi and Monkey, we should be fine. Oh my gosh. Cascoon. Yeah, exactly. And they all have berry juices. They're just actually a huge threat. There we go. If you don't have a flying type, that is. If you don't have a flying type. And even then, sometimes if you do have a flying type, you need to still swap into something. There we go. Go for Ember twice. Ember. Damn. Perfect. Yeah, this is what... These early game bug type trainers are the best thing that Monkey can do in the early game. If we didn't have Combi, we would have really struggled there. Yeah, monkey moment. Alright. What else do we got? Do we want to put Combi away? I think we can. I want to try to potentially avoid over-leveling him if possible. However, I'm fine over-leveling him instead of Ledian for now. I'm pretty okay with that, yeah. I think that should be fine. I will bring D's Nuts on over Lamb. I probably will do that. Is protein just sacrifice material? There is one mon in particular that you can trade for in Orberg City. It is a perfect IV, quiet nature, which is plus attack minus speed, Slugma. It is one of the best mons that you can encounter through the majority of your game. It is a very, very solid staple throughout most of the early game, being that Magcargo, as it also has Solid Rock in this game. It's one of the best mons that you can encounter, and you basically just can trade away your worst mon for it. So we can trade our Meowth, we can trade Protein to get that Pokemon. That's kind of one good benefit of having at least one or two like bad Pokemon that you can trade it for. that you can trade for that stuff. There are other trade mons like that throughout the game that we'll be able to encounter, but that's just one of the main ones, at least in the early game, that you get access to. Alright. This trainer... Perfect. Good kill. This Ryowu, we should be able to still one-shot. If we got crit, that would have been rough. If we got crit, that would have been rough. Just barely missing out on that kill. Absolutely tragic. It is what it is, though. It is what it is. Aquajet. There. Now we go into carbs. Let me just dig. Dig. Going for dig. Alright. Next one is this. This is the Mareep trainer. I think we just go carbs. Yeah, we just go carbs and we do our thing. And now this is the Sinnoh starter team. You fight a Monkey, you fight a Piplup, and you fight a Turtwig. And then you also fight a lead Mareep who has like insane coverage. It's kind of bonkers bananas. Alright, let's do this fight. Bonk. Of course, we get paralyzed, but that's fine. It's probably going to go for a water type attack. If I absolutely had to guess, we can go for D's nuts. We got punished, but that's fine. We live even crit, and we heal. And then from this, we go into cooked fish. Bonk you. And then this is going to be going for something. We can go into you. Fat crit. Okay. There we go. One benefit of pivoting, not just to get out of crit range, but also it allows us to be able to spread experience, which is really, really helpful. What do we want to do? What do we want to do? I don't want to go with... Okay, I think one thing that I do want to do for sure... We're going to be getting our Orberg mine encounter, I want to say. I do kind of want to get that mine encounter. I think the mine could... Not the mine. The gate. And we can indeed repellment it for it. Cool. Yes, what is your question? What is your question? We're going to be repel manipping at level 7. What encounters can you get in Orberg Gate? Let me tell you right now. There are a couple of encounters that we do not care for. Most of them you can remove via repel manipping. There are 2 separate encounter pools that you can get between the first floor and the basement level. Usually the basement level is a better encounter pool. However, for us right now, it's not so much better to where we want to delay entirely. We probably could, but I kind of like the idea of just repel manipping and getting a guaranteed Dunsparce, Geodude, Cubone, or Machop. We can guarantee that by repel manipping at level 7. If we didn't do that, we would also have a chance of getting Teddiursa, who doesn't come online until after Gardenia. Maybe even until around Fantina. Chingling and Zubat, as well as Nosepass. Nosepass is pretty solid. What's the best encounter? Probably Nosepass, which we are duping out. Would we want to do that? Or do we want to just get the encounter in basement? Because I am looking at it more, and I kind of do think that it's a decent idea to just get the basement floor encounter instead. Gamble? We could. You really want me to gamble. You really want me to gamble. I'm trying to think. Fuck it. We'll just get it. We'll just get it. Why not? Gamble in the basement. Okay, one thing that I will note. The basement is only available until after Rourke. So you'd have to delay it until after Rourke. That's kind of the main benefit of... That's the main thing with delaying till basement, is you can't get that encounter until Rourke. Do we still do it? I do think that we can afford... I do think we can afford to delay until basement. I do think we can afford that. Having Sandshrew right now, along with Fampy, we have a lot of really stellar options into Rourke. The only thing, of course, is that I would like to have a secondary Cranidos answer, because Fampy just isn't that, sadly. We would also really like an answer to Lileep that isn't Nuzleaf. I do think Nuzleaf is okay as a Lileep answer. It's just not really great. Can always sack protein? True. Alright. So, we only get access to one repel until after Rourke. So, we will use it here just to delay and get through the mine. We will not be getting our encounter before Rourke here. We're going to be delaying. Nuzleaf, I do think is perfect. Ooh, yeah, that's one thing I want to do. I'm going to throw down a save and pull up my calculator. There we go. Alright. Open the ROM. Plat Kaizo. Oh, wait. There we go. Well, good thing I saved. I didn't mean to click that button, but I meant to export, not import. Alright. Good. Alright. Perfect. Okay. So this trainer is... They lead off with a Teddiursa who has Guts. And this Guts Teddiursa, it doesn't activate on the very first turn. It doesn't have Protect or anything. So that means you're pretty safe into it as long as you're able to two-shot it. However, if you are not able to two-shot it, you are in a world of hurt. This thing can do insane damage if you let it get its guts boost off. And there's very few things that can actually reliably one-shot it as well. Monkey doesn't even do a great job here. We are able to two-shot. That is one thing. And we do outspeed. Monkey is okay here. However, we are risking high roll crit if we do that. It's about the same as if we were to risk Nuzleaf. Nuzleaf is pretty much the same deal. I think we are better off potentially risking Chimchar, just because the odds are so much lower. Alright. And we're always able to outspeed and two-shot. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's see if God Chimchar is able to do this for us. Let's see if God Chimchar is able to do it for us. Alright, Sun Wukong. We just Karut Chop. Smelling Soul, he saw highest damage. Alright, he did high roll us. So if that crit us, we would have died. However, now we go to Cooked Fish. This is a special Sandshrew. We are always able to beat this 1v1, guaranteed. Secret Power. This was buffed to an 85 base power move. It's just always better than Scratch. It's just always better. Aqua Ring, we always throw that on over Flail. Getting the healing in Rourke is very, very important. This Mon has the move Bounce, which, if you remember from last stream, is a 85 base power single turn move, and it's also boosted by Life Orb. Bounce against our Nuzleaf will do a insane amount of damage, and we are always dead to a crit. However, this also does see potential Future Sight, which is not a Psychic type move in this game. Future Sight is calculated as a typeless move. It should always be going for Future Sight here, or Teeter Dance. Either or. I do think we could potentially go into Combee, who is able to outspeed and one-shot with Bug Bite. However, it is still kind of in the same vein of if it goes for Bounce and crits us, we are dead. And if this goes for Future Sight, we are definitely in a pretty rough position. We could go into Pikachu, potentially, on the Bounce. I think that's the best bet. We go for Pikachu on Bounce. That should be baiting either Future Sight the second turn. If it's Future Sight the first turn, it's not quite a big deal. We can always then go into D's Nuts on the next turn and Leech Life, which is a guaranteed kill. Future Sight, okay, we would have been safe. We go into this. And now we go for Leech Life. We still gambled. We still gambled a little bit. We would have been safe. It probably would have been fine. I don't know. And honestly, we probably were risking more going for that than anything. But it is what it is. If we would have switched in on Bounce, that would have been really, really bad. We now go into Pika Food on this. Shockwave, even through the Conberry, dies. I do want to check this real quick. Make sure that if we are going to be getting Monkey here, that we are not missing out on any moves. Let's see, that we're not missing out on any level up moves. Chimchar, because there are some cases where if you evolve your Pokemon too early, they will miss out on crucial level up moves. Only thing is could be missing out on Aerial Ace at 25, but that's not really too much of an issue. I do think we just always evolve Chimchar here. Yeah, this is not an issue for us. There we go. We got our Monferno. Very, very solid Pokemon here. When Mudkip learns Hydro Pump at 46, yes. However, in Platinum Kaizo, all of the moves have been changed at least a little bit. So all of the learn sets are custom made for this game. So it could be slightly different than how it normally is. There we go. Okay. And then we'll also... One thing that we want to do, I want to save. And throw down another into the calculator. Just because... Now that we have Monferno, I want to make sure that our calculator is all up to date. Good. Black Kaizo. Okay. Alright. Monferno can just simply outspeed and one-shot this next lead Pokemon, which is an adaptability Silk Scarf Eevee with that said buffed 85 base power secret move, boosted by Stab, adaptability, and a Silk Scarf. It also has Quick Attack. It is really hard to beat. Unless you have Monkey. Chingling now comes in. It's going to go for Psychic. We just go for D's Nuts. Hypnosis, that's fine. It can't really damage us other than with Swift, which, I mean, it only does a lot because of crit. Alright, we just need to stay out of range of crit, which should be 12. We're just simply getting max sleep turns. We're just simply getting max sleep turns. There we go. Happens. Happens to the best of us. We go into Pika Food here. Hypnosis, of course it hits. That's a 1. That's a 2. We got crit. Why am I surprised? Why am I surprised? We go into cards. Okay. Question, what's the best run in this ROM hack have I gotten? I have personally made it to Eterna Forest HQ. That's as far as I have made it. I know that there are some people who have... Icy Wind. Okay, that's fine. I know that there are some people who have made it all the way to beating Candace. I am not one of them. I am not one of them. Okay, Combi, we guarantee outspeed and one-shot. Perfect. The reason why it's so important for us to 1v1 and one-shot that Mon is simply because of the fact that it has Destiny Bond. Dang, yeah. I mean, even I know people who have had, what's it called? Of course, I still sleep. I still sleep. I know people who have had even more attempts than I do, and they still have a PB that's around mine. Sometimes this game just really screws people over. I mean, that's how the Kaizo series works. Like, it's meant to wear you down and break your spirit. Alright. We've made it to Orberg. Have I played other ROM hacks? Yes, I have. I played Renegade Platinum. I have played Emerald Imperium before. I have played some of Rad Red for a little while. I've played... What's the Soul Silver one? Sacred Gold and Storm Silver. I've played quite a few different ROM hacks in my time. Then next up, we want to get Magby. Vulpix is also very, very good. But Magby is really crucial for getting potential, what's it called? Dupes down in Orberg Mine. Have I tried Emerald Ultimate Redux? I have not played that before. Maybe I'll give it a try at some point when the hype for Plat Kaizo wears down. Let's go! We got Magby. That's the exact encounter we wanted. It's not exactly the best encounter on this route. That would probably be Ponyta. And honestly, even Vulpix is probably generally better than this Magby. However, Magby is really good for dupes. Alright. Monkey Look, yeah. I mean, Magby is the most common thing on this route. It fills both of the encounter slots for daytime, as well as being the most common Pokemon on this route. It's like a 40% chance. What are we naming this Magby? I don't really have a theme, so it's just kind of like vibes based. What do we want to name this guy? What do we want to name this fella? Sacrifice? Sure, we can name it Sacrifice. Alright. However, one nice thing about this Magby, while it is not the best thing that we could possibly get, Vulpix is great. It has Magic Guard in this game, as I think I remember showing off at the start of last stream. It has Magic Guard, so it's really, really good. Vulpix doesn't, but Ninetales does. Magby, however... Okay. Good stats, good stats. Usually you want this thing to be more of a mixed attacker. Mild with 22 speed, 25 special attack is amazing. And 11 attack is good. The main reason you want it to be mixed is because at level 16, it learns Fire Punch, which is a 95 base power, 100 accuracy fire type move. It's really, really strong for early game. and you just always level up your Mag V right away to learn it, and it'll just break through neutral targets. It'll just break through neutral targets. What's another thing that we can get here? We can get an encounter in Orberg City. There really isn't any really good what's it called, manip here. We just likely go for the not the Rattata Geodude. I mean, yeah, we go for Coughing Grimer as the most likely encounters, or even if we get Rattata, that's still a really good encounter, and we also get the chance at Nose Pass here too. So we always just get a standard encounter, not down here. A standard encounter down here. Pick these up. Get the Lagging Tail. Very rarely useful, but in some instances it can be. Alright, come right down here. I think it's like, oh, okay, it's not over here. Let's see what we get here. Do I usually do randomizers? Let's go! We got Rat Power! I'm fine with Rat Power. This is a perfectly fine mon. This serves our role as a fast, physically attacking normal type really, really well. Guaranteed to be Guts in this game, which is really nice. I do not usually do randomizers. I'm usually not a fan of randomizers, actually. Remy, that's true. It is just Remy. Perfect. I used the Great Ball there because, like I said, it's a 100% chance for Guts, and I did not want this thing hitting me with a stab Guts boosted normal type move. There we go. Alright, let's see what Remy has in store for us. If this thing has a high attack and a high speed stat, we are online. Serious Nature, that's neutral. This is exactly the opposite of what we want. This is exactly the opposite of what we want, actually. 4 attack, 1 speed, real rough. This is a real rough rat. It'll still be solid. It'll still operate fine. It just will be less strong than what we would initially want it to be. At least it's not a minus attack or minus speed nature. We still would really like to have the IVs, but what more can you really do about it? And now, yeah, that's another thing. Real quick, I'm going to run over here, and I'm going to get a Gift Dusk Ball. The main reason I want to get that is because if you don't get the Dusk Ball, and you happen to encounter the best mon in the Orberg Mine, which is Onyx, it has a really, really bad catch rate. And if you can't catch it quickly, it can roar you, and you can miss your encounter, which is worst case scenario. I have nothing that can put anything to sleep. I don't have anything that can status ground types. What else can we do? Can you get the other starter Pokemon from different games? Yes, you can. They're just like rare encounters on different routes. Like, just for example, here in Orberg City, we had a small chance of getting Charmander. Charmander isn't a great mon for this point in the game. Charizard doesn't really come online until pretty late. But yes, you can get some of the starter mons early. Feraligatr being one of the best ones. Feraligatr is one of the best mons that you can get in the game. Let's see what we get. Our hope is that we get, of course, Onyx. Or that we get Aaron. Onyx or Aaron is our hope. Yeah, we get Zubat. That's fine. Zubat is still not a terrible mon by any means. It's not the best mon, especially for Rourke. But for Gardenia Split, Fantina Split, it could be way worse. This could be a way worse mon. They did not change Feraligatr's type. However, they gave it a lot of stat buffs, and they had it so that its abilities could either be Intimidate or Battle Armor. And it also gets a 90 base power physical trapping move in Vice Grip. Vice Grip was changed to a water type 90 base power trapping move in this game. Let's see what we get. What do we want to name this guy? What do we want to name this guy? Man. Because Batman. Hey, Liam, how you doing, my friend? How you doing, goat? Ugh, just doing some more Kaizo runs. Oh my gosh. Sus. We could do sus. Sus would be fine. Also, Liam, if you have any ideas for any names at any point, feel free to drop them in the chat. We're just kind of doing vibes-based names right now. Let's see what we get for Zubat. Zubat, serious nature. Not bad. Not bad at all. You usually really like having good defensive IVs on your Zubats, which is really solid that we got this. And 16 attack is pretty solid. 22 special attack is nice if we end up adding any special attacks later down the line. But this is pretty solid. I don't think, yeah, there's nothing I could really do to complain about this. Not too bad. How's the box looking? It's going pretty good. We have a lot of really solid guys. And not only do we have a lot of solid guys, but we have a lot of solid Mons who have good IVs. Good IVs and pretty solid natures. We've been getting pretty lucky so far in that. I don't love how we're kind of missing a secondary Cranidos answer. We could cash in our Orber Gate encounter. Let me see. Monkey does outspeed Cranidos at least. So as long as we're able to get it low enough, we could potentially use Monkey as a Cranidos answer. And then Fampy is also a god. This thing is absolutely insane in terms of IVs. This thing is insane. Fampy is going to be our main Corsola answer. We also have Sandshrew as our main Cranidos answer. We have you as a Lileap answer. And then, of course, we're bringing Love Disc on as our potential Shuckle answer. And maybe Sack into Cranidos if we have to. I think that would probably be our safest bet. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that is pretty okay. When do you get Gyarados? Not till really late. Not till pretty late, I'm pretty sure. I have never even seen a runner who had a Gyarados yet. Okay, let's see what we can nab. Let me see. I'm gonna try to do a little bit of prep on this next trainer, though I don't think we'll really need it. We lead off with this against the Combee. One tap it. That will bring in Fampy. I don't think we'll be able to one-shot the Fampy. Let me just pull up the calc real quick. So you went Monkey instead of Piplup. Curious why the switch. Also possible I'd like the next Mon to be named after me. Sure, we'll name the next encounter Liam. And I mainly went Monkey just because I wanted to mix it up a little bit, and Carl wanted Monkey, so thought might as well do a Monkey run. And how late? I have no idea how late. I can take a little look in the doc real quick. Magikarp. Looks like you can get Magikarp at the earliest in Lake Valor as the main encounter. That's your only possible encounter actually in Lake Valor, and there's a 1% chance you just get a level 100 Magikarp and you can't use it. All right. So then what we do? Yes, I'm going to do a quick save, because this is going to be my box until after Rourke, more than likely. Let me see. Yep, level 100. Which is as high as the, what's it called is in this game? The Elite Four. That is how high the Elite Four is in this game, so technically you could bring a Magikarp into the Elite Four, but it's a Magikarp, so there we go. Alright. Yeah, Magby Fire Punch does not one-shot this. Could go for Combi. We haven't overleveled Combi yet, right? No, we have not. It's almost overleveled, and I'm fine overleveling it in this fight. Yeah, I think that's pretty okay. We can overlevel it in this fight. Don't diss the godly Magikarp. The mythical 1%. Okay. So for here, yeah, we switch that into that. That should make it go for a Cell Rock or, yeah, Cell Rock. We go into Nuzleaf, who Nuzleaf does a fat bit too. Very good. Ice Shard still does quite a lot. Do I want to level it up to 15? I mean, I'm not dead to crit. Am I dead to crit after healing? That's a thing. I don't believe I should be. Yeah, I'm not dead to crit after that. Because even if I get crit, then that's an issue. But I think we should be fine otherwise. Yeah, if I get crit first turn, that's a bit of an issue, but I think it should be fine. I could always swap into Sacrifice and then Fire Punch it. And then this Geodude can boom, which is an issue. The level 100 Resort Area Magikarp, yeah. I think that's probably what it's an homage to. And that Geodude can just get 1v1 by Cooked Fi or by, what's it called? Nuzleaf. Yeah, even... Okay, I'll probably do Love Disc at level 15 just to be absolutely for sure that it can one-shot in case I need a pivot. And then Love Disc 1v1's the Bidoof, simple and ease. Perfect. Will you edge the levels to your Pokemon so they level up with 1 KO? That's one nice thing about this game. They changed it so that if you talk to that sign right next to the gym, it'll automatically edge all your Pokemon to where they're only required 1 experience point before for the next fight. It's one really, really nice quality of life feature in this game. I'm going to leave Pikachu in the box. Pikachu is not going to be needed for these fights, so I might as well just bring somebody else on. I'll bring Monkey. I'll bring Monkey. Do I want to bring Monkey? I don't know if I want to bring Monkey. Maybe I'll bring Fampy. Maybe I'll bring Fampy. I think Fampy's a good option. Fampy's a good option. Okay. 9, 10. Flail strats? Sure, we can bring Flail strats. Damn, you can auto-edge yourself? A lot of people would pay good money for that. Picking up the Monkey brings back memories of old school Diamond and Plat. Yeah, I loved running Monkey in regular Plat. Regular Platinum was my first ever Pokemon game, and Monkey, of course, was my first ever Pokemon. So I have a lot of really good memories of Monkey. It sucks that he's not quite so good early game like he was in those vanilla games. It's just Rourke is such a demon here. This is one funny thing about this game, by the way, for any of you guys who don't know. I'm gonna run around. You can get the Moonstone here, but you can't talk to Rourke by going around the normal way. You have to go through the gauntlet. You have to go through it. How much for the auto edger? Name any price. Oh my, oh my. So you have to go through the gauntlet. However, there is one benefit. You can use Dig to get out of it. So I'm not terribly worried. We just go for Fire Punch. Tailwind is a +5 priority move in this game, so it almost always goes for it. However, in this case, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if it goes for it. Goes for Bulldoze. Now it should always be seeing a Cell Rock here. take a milli for it. Can't hold watch and edge at the same time. Oh my god. Oh my god. What kind of community am I cultivating here? What kind of community am I cultivating? Okay, went for charm. Easy ore. Easy ore, actually. Okay. And then here, we just go for Mega Drain. It guarantees one-shots. And then Bidoof, we go into Cooked Fi. This is a simple Bidoof with Curse. Its whole gimmick is that it spams Curse and then just spams priority moves at you between Quick Attack, Aqua Jet, and Accel Rock. However, it also means that we can spam Charm at it until it is, at the bare minimum, only 1 HP. We can go into Dumbo. Actually, honestly, we don't even need to go into Dumbo, honestly. Could just go into you. I don't know. We can go into you. Says a lot about me. Yeah. I get it. I get it. I don't know what it is about me to make people want to edge in my stream, but there we are. Come up here. Alright. And now for the actual hard fight. Very cultured. That is so true. I have the best community on YouTube. Alright. Your voice. Appreciate it, man. Alright. So this next fight, this is the actual demon until Rourke. This is well, I can't say the actual demon because there's actually one other fight harder than this one. The whole thing is that you have to plan around this Rhyhorn, which has Rock Slide, Mega Horn, Earthquake, and Rock Polish, all boosted by a Life Orb. Very few things are able to tank 2 hits from this thing, so you really want to make sure that you one-shot it. And you also want to make sure that you have your grass and or water types in against it, because if it crits you, you just lose. Is Rourke a guy or a girl? He is a guy. He is a good man. He is a man. And if he rock polishes on you, you're absolutely screwed. So that's one big issue about it. He also has a Slugma in the back who has Drought. And if this Slugma comes out before Rhyhorn, then you can't reliably beat it with water types even. And then he even has a Machop in the back who has Smelling Salts, which is a 90 base power normal type move, Fire Punch, which will be boosted by the sun, Low Kick, and Rock Throw. It's kinda an issue. Such a pushover in normal plat. Yeah, he is a pushover, that is for sure. In this game, though, he's an absolute demon. He's an absolute demon in this game. What I usually like to do is I could just one-shot the Dunsparce with Fire Punch. However, I want to avoid that because that will always be in Rhyhorn, who will see random move between Rock Slide and Earthquake. And if we get crit by either of those moves as we go into Love Disc, we just simply die. We could potentially go into Nuzleaf. However, I'm also kind of iffy on that as well, because if we get crit by Rock Slide, we lose. Taking Roids? Yes. Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if he was taking Roids. I would not be surprised. And also on top of that too, technically Magby could bait in Machop or Slugma as well, because they both have super effective moves against it. What I like to do is I just narrowly beat down the lead Dunsparce with like Smog or something, get it just into range so that I can bring in Nuzleaf, who will always be baiting in Rhyhorn. 90% of the time it should always be it is a little iffy because it should be baiting down the line. Yeah, I'm just still just gonna go for it. Man, making his Mons take too many proteins. All right, let's get this going. Let's get this party rocking in the house tonight. We also need to box. I don't know, to be honest. We have to box you. Bring him on, and we have a lot of mons getting pretty close to the level cap. So I would like to avoid over-leveling anyone else if we at all possibly can. There we go. Here's Onyx. Good thing we're fast. Full send it? True. That's what we always do. We always full send it here. Alright. We go for a smog. Make it 2. Go for a... Well, it saw resisted hit, so it swapped. That is not good. That is not good. What is our best course of action? Nuzleaf. If it's Rock Slide and it crits us, we die. D's nuts, yes. We probably bring that in. However, Love Disc. If it's Earthquake and it crits, we die. We do need Love Disc. Let's just bring in D's nuts. We bring in D's nuts and hope that it's Rock Slide. Not Rock Slide. That it's Earthquake. And if it's Rock Slide, we hope it doesn't crit. Perfect. We're safe. Even if this crits. Yeah. Resisted hit, by the way. Resisted hit, by the way. There we go. Alright. This is going to be going for Ember, most likely. Let's see. I don't want to bring in Cooked Fi, just on the chance that this thing... Yeah, because Water Pulse is not doing a lot of damage to this thing at all. Is Monkey any better? Secret Power does quite a bit, and we do actually tank all this thing's attacks really easily. So yes, go into that. Ember can't be burned, so that's even better. We can even flinch with this move too. AP, no boost. We love that. No flinch. Fat crit. Fat frickin' crit. We are always able to take the one shot, and his last move does not, what's it called? He doesn't have pursuit. Nothing like losing half your health to a resisted hit. Couldn't have said it better myself, friend. Couldn't have said it better myself. Do we want to swap here? Or do we just want to tank all this XP? This is a lot of XP on him. We are able to one-shot, is the thing. I do think I want to split up the XP a bit. I think we can go into Dumbo. Mud Slap lowers my accuracy. However, he's not doing a lot of damage. Yeah, so even if I miss, this is fine. Machop. This is going to be going for Fire Punch. We just simply go into Cooked Fi. Resisted hit, by the way. Resisted hit. We go for Charm. Smelling Salt. It's going to do a bit. Could go for it again. Only if we are not dead to crit. We might actually get wiped by Gardenia again. We'll have to see. We'll have to see about that. Crit. Smelling Salts. Does 22 to 26. We are likely to live. We are likely to. However, I don't really want to risk it. We can just go into carbs pretty much for free. Exactly. We would have lived. We would have lived. But it definitely wouldn't have been very fun. Fire Punch. There we go. And now we can go back into Cooked Fit on the Fire Punch. It burns us, but that's fine. We just go for Water Pulse and we kill it. Perfect. Does the creator hate stat lowering moves? Basically, any move that is able to gimmick the enemy trainers has been severely nerfed or outright removed. The player literally has access to maybe... There's very few mods that get access to setup. Sunflora being the main one, getting growth. However, Volbeat also gets Tail Glow. However, Tail Glow is Gen 4 Tail Glow, which means it's only +2, not +3. But yeah, it's absolutely insane. Alright. Alrighty, what do we want to do here? Okay. First and foremost, I want to throw everything in the box just so then I can plan out these next couple fights. Because these next couple fights are a big issue. Especially because one of my favorite ways of dealing with it is not available to us in this box. So let's see. Okay. So this next fight, we have to face off against Scientist Jonathan, who has an Aaron, who just sets up priority spikes. So we really want to one-shot it with a fighting type move. He also has a Ammonite as well with a Shell Bell. Really solid coverage with Brian, Aurora Beam, Mudshot. He has an Anorith who has Aerial Ace, Rock Throw, Aqua Jet, and Bug Bite. And Onyx who has Self-Destruct, Swagger, Dig, and Rock Throw. And then finally we have a No Guard Fissure Machop at level 15, which means we have to level our Mons up to level 16 in order to tank this thing's attacks. Can you at least guarantee something like a Gibble for a Garchomp? I don't know if they give you access to Gibble at any point. I'm sure they probably do somewhere, but it's definitely not guaranteed. You get access to Gibble in Wayward Cave at a 1% encounter. A 1% encounter rate. And the other things in Wayward Cave are Spinda, Sandslash, Lairon, Onyx, Spinda, Mawile, and Vigoroth. Yep, Fissure is an Oko move. Yep. That's why it's so scary to play around, because you need to have Mons up to the level cap in order to not get fissured. One of my favorite ways of handling this Machop, because No Guard works both ways, if you have a Mon that has the move Copycat, what you can do is switch it in on the Fissure, like bait a level 15 Mon in on the Machop, switch it in on the Fissure at level 16. The Fissure on you will fail. And because that's the last move that was used, you can then use Copycat yourself, copy that Fissure, and one-shot the Machop in return. It's a really cool set. It's a really cool strat. I'm not the first one to do it by any means. It's just one of my favorite things to do in this game. It's one of the coolest little quirks that I have found so far. However, we can't do it because we don't have any Mons with Copycat right now, which sucks. So what we want to do, first and foremost, we need something with a fighting type move that can one-shot this Aaron. It's gotta be Sun Wukong. That's the only thing that we can do, really. And because it's at level 16, it's gonna have to tank the full brunt of this XP, which is like half our XP level, which is not great. It's not fun. And Sun Wukong... What will that be baiting? That will be baiting an Ammonite Brine. What we can go into, we can go to D's Nuts. And D's Nuts will likely be baiting in Machop. I do think Carbs at level 16 can generally handle it. Cooked Fi can also do pretty decently as well. We can go for it. Forearms, I don't really want to bring that. What else? I mean, we can bring it. I think that's a fine. I think we can bring it. And then we also want to bring a regular Fi, because priority Aqua Jet is really solid here. These nuts, yes. Yes. We got him. We got him. Level 16, level 16. Psybeam. We do want to actually kind of keep Psybeam on because that can help against this Machop in level 16. Good. All right. Good, good. All right. Perfect. Good. Also, did you go live on Twitch? I do not usually stream on Twitch. I like streaming on YouTube because I like that it will immediately save the VODs as a video to my channel, and I can just throw them all in a playlist instead of having to upload all of them individually. And I also am not a huge fan of dual streaming, just because it's a paid-for service through the through Streamlabs, who I go through. And I just don't find it to be very, very fun for me, personally. Anorith is going to be going for Bug Bite. What do we want to go for on this? We could go into Sandshrew. However, I don't love the idea of going Sandshrew when it is our main option for this Machop. Could go for Loved. For the Love Disc. Water Pulse does two-shot this Anorith. Also, by the way, completely glossed over it. Yeah, there's perma sand in this gym. Cause why wouldn't there be? Cause why wouldn't there be? We can go to regular Fi, honestly. Do we want to go for regular Fi? Aqua Jet with base Fi. Honestly, Aqua Jet is a low chance to one-shot. Bug Bite is doing a lot, though. However, it is still doing a very much good amount. You know what? We just go into Goldeen. We just always go into Goldeen. Yeah, we're basically going to have to be risking this crit. Alright, we are safe. Machyap. We are perfectly fine with this. We can just go into Cooked Fi on the Rock Throw. Then we go for a Charm. And then we go for a Carbs. And because we are Rough Skin, we're going to be doing bits of HP each time to this thing. Is it worth trying to go for the Poison Sting chip? I don't think it is, right? I could be wrong. This might be a good play. I'm not fully sure. Is that -2 attack? Dig plus all of the Rough Skin procs should be enough. Yeah, we should be safe. How much does a crit Karate Chop do to us? 25 to 30. High roll. Come on, Carbs. GG. It's so easy. It's so easy. Can you download Platinum Kaizo on Android? That I do not know. I'm not fully sure where you can go to download the game. I can give you the link to join the Discord, though. One sec. And the Discord will either be able to help you, and you can find the download link there as well. Here, let me put that in. There we go. Let me put it in chat here for a second. Let me grab that. Here we go. It's just the public Sinister Hooded Figure Discord. It's the official Discord for Platinum Kaizo. There we go. And there's the Discord link. Perfect. All right. Against this Onyx now. Dig is doing 20 to 27. 24. If it crits us, we are in a rough place. We just go into D's nuts. Swagger. It's a bit rough. Never mind. Perfect. Okay. Alright. Now, what we want to do is I want to try our best to not over-level anyone. Aside from, I don't really love the idea of bringing forearms even in the first place. There's too many priority rock-type moves right now in this part of the game. By the way, if you lose, do a penguin run. So true. I love penguin runs. Penguin runs are my main go-to in this game. Here. Does Dumbo 1v1 this shield on? It's a roll. I can go for water gun into dig. Yeah. Carbs putting in the work in that fight? Yeah, he really was. Carbs is insane there. Dumbo solos. He definitely doesn't solo, but he definitely does really, really well. He 1v1s the Kabuto. He 1v1s Larvitar. We definitely... actually, we 1v1 Magby, too. We honestly could just use this guy, yeah. We could just use this guy, yeah. I do want to keep you at level 15, though, just because I don't want to risk over-leveling you. We absolutely need you. Body Slam, we will actually take that. Body Slam is a 90 base power normal type move in this game. BT dubs. You should let Liam do the names, because I named the last stream. That's true. Liam, if you really want to, I'm already going to be doing that nickname after you for the next encounter, but if you have any other nickname ideas, don't be afraid to put them in chat. 9 times out of 10, I will probably use it. Alright. What else do we have? There's Rock Smash. Okay. So first things first, with this lead, you would think, oh, why not just go for Dig? One-shot this shield on with Dig, right? No, this thing has Solid Rock, which means that it actually only takes 2 times super effective damage from Dig, rather than 4 times. And this Mon has a bold nature, plus defense, and Metal Burst, which means if we go for Dig, and we don't kill, we just lose, we just die. So what we wanted to make sure that we do first, he does have Toxic, which he has a chance of clicking here. We just want to go for Water Gun. And we want to go for 2 of those. Metal Burst will do a bit. And now we are in range to always kill with Dig. There we are. Kabuto. He's going to go for a Cell Rock. There we go. And this is why we can't solo with one guy. This is exactly why we can't solo with a single guy. We can go into Cooked Fit. A Cell Rock doesn't do too much damage. We Aqua Jet, take the kill. Magby now comes in. And Magby has a buffed Thunder Punch in this game. In this fight, I should say. At level 16, it is only a 6% chance that we one-shot this. And Thunder Punch, if it crits us, it kills. We just always go into Carbs. Flame Wheel doesn't do anything to us. We're burned, which isn't great. We don't like getting burned. However, we can just go into Fit. Facade. This is a Guts Larvitar with Facade. Does not matter. Aqua Jet one-shots. Now, last mon is Nose Pass. It's a Toxic Protect Seismic Toss set. You really want the monkey? You really want the monkey? I would go monkey here. The only reason is because he's so close to overleveling. That's the only reason I haven't brought monkey in. I don't want to risk it more than anything. Looking at it, Nose Pass's EXP here is at 277. We should be safe. 277, 182. That's always over 300. So yeah, we can bring in monkey here. For this one part of the fight, we can do monkey. Now he's going to click protect. And now he's going to click protect again, but that's fine. We go into cooked fish. And then we Aqua Jet. GG's. No deaths going into Rourke. This is one of the best paces I've had, funnily enough. The only issue, of course, is Rourke is a massive luck check. A single crit can absolutely ruin your run against Rourke. He has a lead Bonsly with a Focus Sash, Stealth Rock, Self-Destruct, Brick Break, and a Cell Rock. He has a Lileap with Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain, Ancient Power, and Recover, holding a big root, so he's going to be healing even more with Giga Drain. He has a Sand Veil Gibble with Dragon Breath, Flamethrower, Thunderfang, and Earth Power. He has a Solid Rock Corsola with Recover, Water Pulse, Light Screen, and a Cell Rock. He has a Toxic Curse, Sand Tomb, and a Cell Rock Shuckle. Sand Tomb is buffed to 90 base power in this game while still being a trapping move. And he's holding a Berry Juice, which means he'll basically get all of his HP back. And then, of course, he has his Cranidos, who is Head Smash, 100 accuracy Head Smash, by the way. It was buffed accuracy. Zen Headbutt, Crunch, and Rock Polish. All of this being Rock Head, and he's holding a Lumberry, so you can't even status him. This thing is absolutely insane if you aren't able to properly route for the things that beat his team. However, we do have a lot of really, really solid mons for this. I've already been kind of contemplating what I want for each mon on this team. First and foremost, we want to bring these nuts. We want to bring Dumbo. We want to bring Carbs. Cooked fish. And Monkey. I do think these are our best mons into Rourke. I do know that that was probably the guys that I just had on my team at the start. I don't care. I will kind of walk through what the plan is in a moment here. First things first, what we want to do. This is crucially important. It may think that it's a waste. Did Fire get a buff in this game? Fire Spin? Yes, Fire Spin did get a buff in this game. Fire Spin, in fact, is now 90 base power and 100 accuracy. You may think this is a waste. However, this is the only way that we can beat the Shuckle. This is literally the only way that we can beat Shuckle, is by teaching Love Disc Toxic and Toxic Stalling it. Usually you want your Love Disc to be the one to do it, just because of the fact that if you aren't able to properly, escape the Shuckle, then you just sack your Love Disc. That's not a huge issue. You also want to make sure that you can charm it down so that it's not doing too much damage to you on the following turns. There we go. And you know how Shuckle is? It's good? Yes, it is insanely good. I remember you said that you know PK. At least have like experienced pieces of EK. That's one thing that Roxanne and Rourke are cut from the same cloth with that for sure. So first and foremost, what we want to do, we're likely going to be leading off with Monkey. What we want to do, we want to give it our Chillon Berry that we were given. This monkey that we have, he's kind of a god. He's kind of a god monkey. However, even holding a Chillon Berry, if we get crit by self-destruct, we just lose. Simply, straight up, we lose monkey if we don't crit. Karate Chop isn't even guaranteed to two-shot this. It's not even guaranteed to two-shot. It's a really, 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 really weak move. So we kind of have to hope that he doesn't self-destruct, and even if he does, it's going to be rough. It's going to be a rough one. Monkey got this. We might want to go for Rock Smash, honestly. The main reason we might want to go for Rock Smash is because Rock Smash drop into Karate Chop is a guaranteed kill. Let's check and see if there's anything else that might be better. We definitely don't want to be bringing on Nuzleaf. Nuzleaf is not able to beat this Bonsly 1v1. Sandshrew can. However, we don't want to be using Sandshrew because it is our Cranidos answer. Love Disc is kind of in that same boat. Pikachu. Shockwave is not able to two-shot, not reliably. Aqua Jet from Goldeen isn't able to do it either. So yeah, we are kind of between a rock and a hard place right now. Gotta believe. Yeah, that's basically what we gotta do. I do think that throwing Rock Smash on is our best bet instead of Helping Hand. Just because if we get the drop, we are in a much better position, and 2 Rock Smashes puts it in less of a range to where it sees a kill with Boom. So we do want to be doing that. And if we are able to beat this Bonsly with having Monferno out, that'll likely be baiting in, I want to say Corsola or Cranidos. One of the two. If it's Corsola, this is a pretty easy switch out into Fampy. Fampy sits on this thing day and night. If it's Cranidos, we just go hard into our Sandshrew. Zen Headbutt. However, one thing that I do want to say, we definitely want to pre-damage Sandshrew a little bit. Just because if we switch into Zen Headbutt, it never puts us over 50%. Which is good because it means we're never dead to crit. However, it is really bad because if we aren't able to be below half when we switch in, we don't get the Oranberry proc. And Head Smash will always see kill after a Zen Headbutt once we switch in. So that is the biggest issue there for sure. And then from there, we are likely want to use Love Disc as our Revenger. We want to switch into ideally a Zen Headbutt, I want to say, and kill with Water Pulse. That'll probably bring in Lileep, who we want to bring in Nuzleaf on and 1v1 with Leech Life. It's a shot that Nuzleaf dies. If it does, okay, whatever. That's one of the risks that we take. And then Gibble, that's another one of the issues that we haven't fully been with just yet. We're gonna kind of have to play around it. This is gonna be kind of a fly by the seat of our pants kind of Rourke. All right, very good. Hey, thanks for the subscription, Viter Santos. I appreciate the subscription. All right, this is gonna be really rough. This is gonna be really rough. But we got a ball. Simple as, we just got a ball. Okay. So as I said, we want to pre-damage the Sandshrew a little bit. Ooh. We actually... Alright. Here's something that we actually have to kind of do. We have to come up here. We want to do this to pre-damage. There we go, and then we run. Okay. We've got to go into you, and then we want to run. We want to do that just because we're at 1 XP, so we don't want to overlevel. AKA vibes-based. Yes, we're going to be doing vibes-based stuff. And also, it says 1 HP. You can never die by overworld poison in this game. It'll always leave you poisoned at 1 HP. Why? We want to... The main reason behind it is because we always want to be in range to where Zen Headbutt will put us at below HP, so our Oranberry procs. That'll put us out of range of a Head Smash killing us from Cranidos. Because if we switch in on Zen Headbutt and it doesn't proc our Oranberry, we're always dead to Head Smash. So we just straight up lose our Sandshrew then. So here, Zen Headbutt does a minimum of 39 or 18. So 18 minus 46. I gotta do math. 46 minus 18. 28. Wait. Yeah. Why not just get burned? The main reason for it is because you want to be at a very exact HP, and doing it for this is better. Doing it like this is just allows it to be more precise. Good. 29. Did I say 28 or 29? 28. Perfect. So we want one more tick. We want one more tick of poison damage. Good. Now we heal. Oh. I don't think that's how it works. No, that's definitely not how it works. I'm being so dumb. Okay. So I want it to proc at what percent? At what percent do I want it to proc? I want it to proc at 23. So 23 plus 18. That's the math that I was trying to do. That's just straight up incorrect math. There we go. 41. That's a lot more like it. That is a lot more like it. All right. 41. 1. Okay. Perfect. There we go. Now we have the Sandshrew at the correct damage that we want. Perfect. And then we also want to heal up Sun Wukong as well. All right. Okay. 29. Yeah, I can't remember things. I can't remember things very well. I mean, does Dumbo do... I don't think Dumbo would be able to beat this Bonsly, right? Yeah, no. Not any better than anyone else. We got there eventually. Yes, that is the point. That is the point of this. Okay. So I taught you the move that I wanted to teach you already. Yes. Chlorophyll. Yep. Okay. I do want to throw on my other stuff here. We want to throw the Pekka Berry. What do we want to throw that on? Do we want to throw that on cooked fish? Or do we want to actually, I'll throw the Oran Berry onto you, actually. I'll throw the Oran Berry onto you. I'll throw the Oran Berry onto you. And I'll throw the Oran Berry onto you. And I'll throw the Quick Claw. Actually, no. I want an Oran Berry. What am I saying? I literally was just done saying that I want to put the Oran Berry onto carbs. I am a freaking brainlet. And then I can give you the Quick Claw. I was literally... That's the whole point of pre-damaging. I'm actually mentally incapable. How many hours this stream gonna go for? Because you want to see me beat Gardenia? I'm definitely not fighting Gardenia this stream. I want to rest assured I am not fighting Gardenia today. I'll probably be streaming for another hour or so. Gardenia will likely be next stream. Gardenia will likely be next stream or the stream following that. There's still a very, very long split in Gardenia. Let me tell you. Gardenia is a pretty long split. In this game, at least. Alright. Fuck it, we ball. Everyone's edged. Alright. Let's get to it. When is next stream? I'll probably try to stream tomorrow when I'm done with work. Around the same time that I started streaming today. I try to stream as close to daily as possible, but sometimes that's just not always feasible for my work schedule. The edging jokes never cease to amaze me. All right, we go for Rock Smash. Going for the priority stealth rock. Understandable. No drop. Ooh, we got the drop. We good. Perfect. Best case scenario right there. Absolute best case scenario. What do I do for work? I am a nurse who works in surgery. There we go. Gibble. Okay. That actually makes sense. That makes sense. Let me see. Earth power. I am at level 17 right now. Earth power crit kills us. Do I have anything that would want to switch into an earth power here? Nurse Joy, heal my Zekrom that turned to dust by Arceus judgment. True. Huh. This is interesting, actually. Seeker power does do a lot. And it has the chance to flinch. I kind of want to stay in and maximize as much as I can. Because if we get crit, we're risking crits anyways here. We're risking crits anyways. We could go into D's Nuts. That is an option that we could do, but it would mean that we're at such a low HP for Lileap, which we absolutely need Monferno for. Actually, do we really? Our Monferno's always able to two-shot Lileap with Karate Chop. Maybe we actually don't need to do that. Maybe we actually don't need to. I think we still just go for one. I think we just try to go for one. Go for potentially flinch. Oh, this is para. Okay. Earth power. That's anticipated. Well, what more can you do about that? What more can you do about that? R.I.P. Monkey. If we went to D's Nuts, that probably would have been safe. Of course, we miss now. Alright. Yeah. Yeah, we're in a really bad spot now. We're in a really, really bad spot now with the run in general at this point. Curse. I want to charm this once. Toxic. Aqua Ring. Charm. Charm. And we're likely losing Love Disc here because Toxic is racking up way too much. Yeah. Okay. However, we should be good enough to where we can 1v1 the rest of the team here. Potentially. Yeah, that's pretty damn close. I think we might lose here, actually. The fact that we got crit, we might have just lost. Yeah, we probably just lost here. We gotta go into Fi. Potentially Fraud with Psybeam Confusion. Nah. Okay. He's gonna try going for Sand Tomb. Going to D's. Cell Rock that does nothing. He dies. Dive. That's gonna be kind of helpful. Lileap. Heal us out of Sludge Bomb range. Please. Heal us out of range. This is definitely not. Ooh, risky AI, Ancient Power. We might. No, we die. We die to Sandstorm. Fuck. Gotta go for Dive. Hope that dive can one-shot. Damn. Yeah, we lose. Yeah, we lost. We lost. Going to you. Dig. Get up to level 17. Over Poison Sting. Corsola. Going to Dumbo. Go for Dig. That's fine. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. To Dumbo. I think we just gotta play into it the best that we can. He's only seeing Head Smash kill. Actually, no, he's not even seeing Head Smash kill. We just gotta go for it. Okay. We take those. Really solid damage. 27. He's seeing a few rolls of crunch. I think we might have won. Nah, we lost. That defense drop, we just lost. Yeah. We lost to a defense drop, bro. We lost to a defense drop. Oh! Well, technically we won. We had a 5-death Rourke. R.I.P. the monkey run. I gotta get a screenshot of this. Oh, this is really funny, actually. I think this might be a reset angle, guys. I think this might be a reset angle. The vibes won out in the end. The vibes. I think this is a reset angle, guys. Post Rourke. That's kind of funny. That's a rough one. That's a real rough one. I don't think that it's even worth. I don't even think it's worth continuing. I'm gonna be so real. Oh man, we did win. In fairness, we did win, but I feel like the mons that we have in our box right now are just like, sure, we got. We'll throw them in the box for now. We'll give them a proper burial at least. We'll at least give them a proper burial. Man. You know what? I'm at the point where I feel like this run just wouldn't be fun. More than anything, I just feel like the run just wouldn't be fun. So I think I will just have it be a reset. I think I will just have it be a reset. Losing so many mons to Rourke at that point, I do feel like that it's just not worth continuing at that point. Fampy did absolutely Giga Chat out. I will say, Fampy did Giga Chat out. Fair enough, yeah. It's sad. It's sad to say, but I do think that's just what we had to do. I think that's just what we had to do. Maybe I should have. Maybe I should have swapped into D's at that point. I don't know. I guess that's probably what I should have done. In hindsight, reflecting more on the fight, I knew it was going for Earth Power. I could have gone for that, and then I wouldn't have been needing to use Nuzleaf as my answer to Lileap, because Sun Wukong handled the Lileap at least okay. I could have potentially done a bit better with that, but hindsight's 2020. I thought about it. I thought I would be safe to do it, but it is what it is. There's not much else you can do. There we go. Fampy is a god, though. Fampy is a god, though. The fact that I feel like getting Fampy is really, really stellar to get. It's a really insane Corsola answer in that fight, and it's a secondary Cranidos check. At least it pairs pretty well with Sandshrew. We will be doing a Piplup run, though. We will be doing a Piplup run. Docile, neutral nature. Not terrible. Not terrible. 5 attack neutral. I still think that's doing decent damage with Aqua Cutter. Hey, Carl. We actually didn't end up wiping. We survived by a 3 HP, what's it called? Fampy. But I just thought the run wouldn't be fun if we continued it, so that's why I reset. That you name them? Come on, man. Let Liam name a couple. Let Liam name a couple, at least. Hey, Mr. Kennybot. How you doing, my goat? How you doing, my goat? On attempt 65, you just watched me lose the monkey run. Rourke is on your hit list. Alright. There we go. Alright. Oh yeah, that's another thing we want to do. We want to level up a little bit. 8, 9, and 10. Geed. Rourke is the #1. If we get one encounter specifically, we have a guaranteed Rourke. Straight up, we have a guaranteed Rourke. Because if we get female Burmy, we have a deathless Rourke easily. You know what? Liam, you wanted the next mon to be named after you, so Goat, you're named after... You're the starter now. Yeah, it's Wormadam. It's Wormadam. Joker, Ty, Sly, Bentley, and Murray. Alright, I'll name a couple of guys that... You'll get the names of the starter pack. You can name the starter packs, man. And then once we get through that list, then we can start mixing in other people's names here too. You wish Joker is Beedrill? Let's go. Oh yeah, we want to make sure we buy a bunch of balls here first. Buy a bunch of balls, buy a bunch of potions and antidotes. Joker would be a good name for Beedrill. However, we're not going to be getting Beedrill on this route because you can only encounter it during day, and now it's nighttime. So we have the chance for Spinarak. We got our Lettyba back. We got Lettyba back. He finds his way back to us. If we had Spinarak, that would have been stellar, but I mean, even Lettyba isn't bad for this point in the run. It could be worse. It's Forearms. He's back. He's back. I'll go in order of the names that you gave me. So this will be Joker. This will be Joker. He always finds his way back to us. He always finds his way back to us. Sassy. Sassy, solid IVs. I'm not going to complain about these IVs at all. Perfectly serviceable. Alright. Level you up. By the way, if you find a Shinx, can you name it Manure? Why Manure? There we go. Popping up here. Do I want to go with level 11? I think I probably am fine just going with this for now. Go for bubble. But again. Bubble. And again. Nasty crit, dog. Nasty crit. Because, bro, was that exactly when I tried Renegade Platinum? Very fair. Very fair. I can't even really fault you for that. Shinx is really bad in Ren Plat. Shinx is really bad in Ren Plat. At least in my opinion. If only. If only. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Joker, but it would have been so much better if you were a Wormadam. I'm so sorry. There we go. Alright. And then, I'm the Joker, baby. Why so serious? There we are. Boom, boom, boom. However, in Platinum Kaizo, I will say, Shinx is one of the best mons that you can get in the late game, because it has access to so many really strong moves. Imagine if I get a Zubat. That is true. That is true, because he is literally Batman. He is literally Batman. Sure. Bug Bite. Oh, that does literally nothing. Bug Bite. I'm sorry, Joker. You're the GOAT. You're the GOAT, bro, but you're just not it. You're just not it right now. Bug Bite. Go for a pound. That did a lot. But this is why we play around the bide. That's exactly why we play around the bide. Yo, Bats, what's up? I know that's not a Joker voice, it's a Smoker voice, but it's close enough, right? Talking to Looker now. Honestly, I'm probably gonna end off the stream at the same point that I did last stream, right after Berry 2. Just because I don't know. I don't know yet. I work in the morning, so I would really like to not have a super long stream. Right now, we're already at an hour 45. I'll probably do another, like, 45 minutes at least. I'll probably do another 45 minutes. Joker Smoker. Yeah, at least they do rhyme. You're right. Toxic. Got all that. Good, good. Let's get our stray cat. Hopefully it's Skitty. He's back. We're literally getting the same exact encounters again. God damn it. What was the next what was the next nicknames that you wanted to give? What was the next name you wanted to give? Where is it? Why am I missing these? Why can't I find? Protein is back, yeah. Protein is back in spirit. Ty? Okay, we can name this Ty. We'll name the next one Bentley. There we go. Hardy, neutral nature. And just like Protein, your stats are kind of mid. You're better than Protein, at least. You're at least better. The next one is Sly. Sly actually would have been a pretty decent one for Meowth, judging by the fact that he's, you know, a member of Team Rocket. the prestigious criminal organization. Netball. We old roddin'. Protein is still getting dissed in the afterlife, yeah. Bro shouldn't have been so bad, and maybe we wouldn't have been dissing him. 16, okay. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't accidentally over leveling too much. Okay, let's see what we nab. Likely gonna be Goldeen. Could be something else. Okay! We're actually so happy with this. The reason why this is good is because, I don't know if you guys remember, but in the route down south, that's where you usually get Love Disc. It's roughly at like a 90% chance to get Love Disc down there. However, we can name this, you know what? I like naming this thing Sly. We can name this guy Sly. And that's true. It's Cooked Fi. He's back. Don't worry. We'll name some guy Fi eventually. We'll name some guy Fi eventually. The reason it's so good is because down here where you would usually get Love Disc, now you can get something else even better than Love Disc. Ideally, we get Mantike or Finneon. Both of those mons are quite insane. Calm Nature. Wow, Protein. I see that you're back. You just moved to another mon. That is absolutely tragic. Name a Firemon. Very funny. We're going to be fishing for a while. We're going to be fishing for a long while. Alright, let me just put Sly on just so we can run easier. Yeah, it's a very bad Love Disc. Thankfully, though, it's just a Love Disc. Okay, this is probably the worst thing we could have got here. Especially considering that we likely could have delayed this and potentially gotten Seal somewhere else. We'll name you Bentley. We'll name you Bentley. Alright, let's see what you are. Serious, Ice Body. I wish your bulk was better, but I mean, 24 attack is hard to complain about. I'll take it, I guess. I'll take it. Could be better, could be worse. Alright. Alright, let's see what we get here now. We're hoping for Skitty. This is not good. This is... That was a big crit. Yeah, this is already not looking too good for a run. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie with you guys. Goddamn. Come on, Glamio. You're not even that guy. You're not even him. Yeah, you just got insulted a little bit. Was there any other one that we were talking about? Was there any other name suggestions that were given? Murray was another one that that Liam wanted. I think that was the last one that was suggested. Houdini. We'll name somebody Houdini at some point. We'll name somebody Houdini at some point. Murray is the last one of the ones for now. Murray. There we go. Yeah. This is already looking kind of rough. Kind of sketch. We're gonna get this. Alright. We're not going to be leading off with you. We'll lead off with you. If we encounter a Spheal here... Starly, okay. I mean, this is a good mon, but it's only good if you delay it quite far, because it's not really useful until you get double edge at 30 something. Until then, it's not really super useful. There's definitely a... I'll still continue getting these encounters for now. But honestly, with these encounters so far, they're really kind of bad. There. Okay. What do we want to name this guy? We'll name you Houdini. We'll name you Houdini. Okay. Alright. What I'm thinking is if we don't get some serious power here soon, I might just reset. I might just reset if we don't get some good power here shortly. Why do you want to delay Starly? Oh, Farfetch. This is a pretty good encounter here. Delaying Starly is really important because you can get double edge as a move, and Staraptor has the ability Reckless. It doesn't learn double edge until like 60 something if you evolve it right away. However, if you delay evolving Starly until level 30 something, until just after Gardenia, you can get double edge really, really early, which is really important. And not only that too, but you also get close combat at some point, which is a recoil move boosted by Reckless. You get Brave Bird, which is a recoil move. You get a lot of really insane moves that get boosted by Reckless if you delay your evolutions. Farfetched. I know he's not a fit, but I find it silly, so I'm doing it anyways. Alright. Unless this is a god encounter here, I think I might honestly reset. Unless this is like a god encounter. Ooh. Yeah, we reset here. This is a reset angle. Not a single one of these mons is all that good. Alright. Well, that was a lovely attempt 65, everyone. That was a very lovely attempt 65. Alright. No info needed. I try not to reset super often. However, if there's not even a single good option for the early game, I don't even want it. It's just not even going to be fun. What happened? We got bad encounters. That's kind of it. None of the encounters that we got were at all good, at least for the early game. Like, Farfetched may have been one thing that could have gotten us to Rourke, but we had nothing on our box that could have beaten Rourke. All your names got axed before Berry 2. Hey, I'll mix them in. I'll mix them in for you. Don't worry. We'll probably still mix and match names. I won't nickname each of them back to back. However, I will still nickname your guys. Don't worry. I'll still nickname you your guys. Don't worry. Alright. We're still doing a Piplup run, so you guys can decide amongst yourself what we nickname the Piplup. There we go. That's Himhya. Can I send the Discord link again? Yeah, sure. Give me 1 sec. This is a pretty solid Piplup. Not bad at all. Let me pull it up. If either of you haven't joined the Discord yet, I would strongly recommend it. Nick them Liam 2. You know what? I might do that. Liam the 2nd. It can be Liam the second. Will you bring fortune upon us, Liam? We shall see. We shall see. All right. I can't lie. The early game of this game, the fact that it's just like button mashing, it does get a little old sometimes. It does get a little old sometimes. But that's on me for, you know, being bad at the game and having to reset so much. Alright. Delibird. That was an occurrence. I don't know. That was probably not a sign of good fortune. Hope so. Last you were here, I made PB. Yeah, we gotta see. Was that the PB that where I beat Gardenia? Was that the one? You joined it? It should be in one of the Discord channels, where you can find the download link for the patch notes. Liam the second. And you need to obtain a fresh copy of Pokemon Platinum, and then you need to patch the game. It works pretty much the same way that if you patched Renegade Platinum, it works the same way as that, basically. And if you're having any issues with it, I would probably recommend either asking someone in chat or looking up a video on how to patch a Pokemon ROM. There we go. Too lazy to do all that? It really doesn't take that long, trust me. I had no idea what the hell I was doing, and it took me at most 20 minutes. And that's with me not knowing a single bit of what I was doing. You could probably do it in like less time than that. Let's see what we get here now. I'm not counting that. The reason I reset, you'll still be Liam 2. Don't worry. Don't worry, Liam. It'll still be Liam 2. The reason I reset that is because it is male Burmy and would turn into Mothim. I've heard people say that Mothim isn't bad or whatever. Mothim is significantly worse than Wormadam. It is very, very much so worse than Wormadam. So the fact that by catching a male Burmy, you basically lock yourself out of getting one of the best encounters in the game. That's one of the few times that I will reset, like, before even seeing what other encounters I get. That's one of the few times that I will reset before that. There we go. And because it was basically right at the start, I'm not counting that towards the attempt counter. This is basically a mulligan. Lax nature. I mean, these are fine. It's whatever. Very good. Alright. Good. Also, it is physically impossible to lose this first rival fight. They literally hard-coded it to where he can't crit you. There's no crits in that, and you're always out-damaging him. So you just guarantee win every single time in that rival fight. Alright, coming back up here. I really should have taken that as a bad luck omen, shouldn't I? I really should have taken that as a bad luck omen. Getting crit by that present from Delibird. Can you do something like a turtle run if I lose? Sure, if I reset one more time, I'll try a turtle run. If I reset one more time, I'll do a turtle run. Turtle runs are a lot more viable in the early game. Monkey is really good once you get it to Infernape, but until you get it to Infernape, it is pretty much a paperweight in your box. Monferno is, at least. At least Chimchar can do something against like the bug type trainers in the very, very early game. But in Gardenia Split, it does pretty much nothing. It's just too weak and too frail to do anything of value in Gardenia Split, sadly. Alright. Hopefully we can get female Burmy this time, or Sentret. I would like to get Sentret or Spinarak. Or if we can't get female Burmy, at least. What's the name of those big-ass turtles from Avatar: The Last Airbender? I do not know. It's been so long since I watched that show. Goated show, but it's been so long since I've watched it. Potion up. Paralyze, heal up. Good. Let's see what we get. Man, lion turtles? Or, interesting. Pidgey is also another one of those mons that you really want to delay the evolution for. You get Double Edge right after Gardenia, very similarly to Starly. It's not reckless when you evolve it, but it's still worth going for. Double Edge is such a strong move in the early game. Name the turtle Lion Turtle if you lose. I'll at least name it Lion. I don't know if Lion Turtle would fit. You know what? We'll at least name this guy Bentley. Alright, let's see what you are. Gentle. That's -8 defense plus SpDef. That's whatever. Really solid stats, actually. You don't really care so much about the bulk IVs, but I mean, even the attacking IVs are really solid, so I'm not going to complain about these IVs at all. Horrendous HP stat. That is true. It is a really bad HP IV, but it does make up for it having such a high defense and SpDef stat. One other cool thing about Pidgeot in this game is that it was changed to have the Intimidate ability, so that is pretty schwank, I would say. Alright. Good. Now I'm going into Bentley here. Boom, boom. That did a lot of damage. I have a feeling I was crit, wasn't I? I have a feeling I was crit. I think I was. I could be wrong. I don't know. Feels like vibes. Bring Bentley to the lead. Would have loved to get Sentret. Sentret would have been such a carry. Well, Sentret itself wouldn't have been a carry, but Furret would have been a carry. Swap. Go for Bubble. Bubble. Bubble bottom boys. Good. Man, he keeps taunting me, or she keeps taunting me. Every single time, it's like, oh, there I am. There I am. Absolute terrible. I don't love the fact that I'll Mudslap once. Well, that's a reset. That is a reset. You know what? Just to get it over with. This is attempt 6-7. We got attempt 6-7 in the chat, boys. Man, I love Bide. I love Bide. I'm sorry, Liam. Maybe the Liam Penguin was just not the good luck charm. Maybe Liam Penguin was just not the good luck charm. All right. That was I even played around it by going for a mud slap too, man. I even played around it. Please don't. I am an elementary teacher. I've heard enough of that. I won't go too much into it. I won't go too much into the joke, I promise. And you'd be very surprised how much I hear that in surgery. The surgeons are literally children, I swear. The people literally operating on people, yeah, you'd be so surprised how many of them I hear saying shit like that. Quiet nature, overgrowth, that's just... These are good stats, too. Alright. We are resetting because we want to get a shell armor turtle. We want to get a shell armor turtle. Steve. I'm gonna play some Renegade Platinum. Hell yeah. What happened? Pidgey died, and I tried a turtle once, and it was overgrow, not shell armor. So now I'm resetting for shell armor. Pidgey died because it got bited by that Kricketot. Remember when what I told you about bide being a metal burst move? Yeah, it happened. Sometimes those things just happen. And now we're on attempt 6d7 with no funny number. Or, yes, it is not a funny number, objectively speaking. Why did it turn to the brain rot number? At least I didn't put a space between them. Oh my god, what an abysmally weak defensively turtle. What the hell, man? What the helly? We'll still ball. We'll still ball. It's a shell armor turtle. We'll take it, I guess. We'll take it, I guess. Alright. Maybe we'll have a little bit of luck. Maybe we'll have a little bit of luck with the brain rot number. You don't know how many times I've heard that shitty-ass number kids say. I literally work with full-grown adults, and I hear that number constantly. There we go. Come on, man. Just give me the funny Burmy, man. I just want to see the funny Burmy. That's all I desire. I don't like resetting specifically for one Pokemon. But goddamn, man, if I'm already resetting, at least give it to me. Alright. But that's probably not gonna happen. Barmy is literally the most common encounter on the route. Why would I ever get the encounter I want? T-U-R... Lion Turtle would fit. We'll go with it. Alright, we got Lion Turtle. Burmy, Burmy, Burmy. Alright. I will say, now that we've been at it for a little while, I'll probably be calling it quits here as soon as we get our starter pack. I'll probably be calling it quits after we get our starter pack. Probably right before Berry 2. I just need to get some sleep, man. I need to get some sleep. And then I'll be back at it again tomorrow, around the same time as I did today. So... And of course, if you're always looking for more Steve stream shenanigans, I literally have a playlist of all of my Platinum Kaizo streams. They are all in the playlist, and the playlist literally consists of 47 streams. Man, is the number 6-7 a syndrome, kids have to say? I mean, I do think that it is definitely, like, I don't know. I feel like we all have those, like, things that we find funny that once we hear something referencing it, we just have to repeat it. Man, the big doof. We'll take it. We'll take it. Alright, big doof. We have caught God. Actually, you know what? We can name you Bentley. We can actually. My sister says it a lot. Oof. Sure. We can name him God. We got the power of God and anime on our side. There we go. I probably should have leveled up. That's fine. There's a reason why we're shell armor. We're shell armor for a reason. We're just gonna... We're shell armor for a reason. We lost. We lost. Well, we wiped because I forgot to level up. We do not have the power of God and anime on our side. Oh my god. I am a brainlet. Oh my god. We lost. We lost. Oh my god. This is why I need rest. This is why I need to sleep. Because otherwise I start playing like that. You what? Yes, I wiped to the first trainer in the game. Man. Reddit. You know why. We lost to the first trainer we fought. Only the most quality gameplay. You know what? You know what, guys? It's actually calculated. It's calculated. Now we don't have to worry about the dumb number anymore. Now we just don't have to worry about the dumb number anymore. See, it was all planned from the beginning. From the beginning, it was all planned. Oh, fuck, dude. Alright. It's okay. It's okay. Now we actually gotta lock in. Now we actually gotta lock in. Alright. I'm doing a Piplup run. You guys can't stop me. I'm doing a Piplup run. Sassy. Good IVs. Awesome. We'll take a Piplup. We'll take a Piplup. Alright. See, the universe will reward us for skipping over the dumb number. Everyone knows the best comes after the darkness. Light truly comes after the darkness. And that one attempt was our darkness. It is only light from here on out. It is only the light from here on out. 8, 9, and 10. There we go. Decide amongst yourselves what we want to name the Piplup, by the way. Decide amongst yourself what we want to name the Piplup. I can't be bothered. I cannot be bothered to think about what we want to name this guy. If that means that we can make it past Jubilife City, then let's do it. That is true. We need to make it past Jubilife City. Yes, what is your question? What is your question? What do we want to name? What do we want to name this fella? I'm taking suggestions. First one to give me a nickname that I jive with. Oh, fuck. Stretch. Cooked fish. You know what? Well, I don't think this can be a cooked fish, but I will name him Fi. I will name him Fi. Fi. Okay. This is truly our Fi. Come on, Professor Rowan. You gotta stop. You gotta stop taking that Fant, man. I'm sorry. I know it makes you feel good, but you really should stop taking it. It's really going to It's really gonna kill your heart, man. It's not good for you, Professor. You gotta quit the fentanyl, man. Do I plan to do this until you become champion, or are you just gonna do, or am I gonna do other Nuzlocks? I'm gonna play it until it doesn't feel fun anymore. And if that means I play it until I become champ, then I play it till I become champ. I might take breaks every now and again, but I will likely do other Nuzlocks, either after this or in the middle of this. We'll see. I will likely do other Nuzlocks. I do really enjoy Nuzlocking, so it is definitely something I want to do more of. Alright. I see this Mon. Alright, whatever. It's just better than Pidgey. It's just straight up better than Pidgey. Because like I said, you can delay this until after Gardenia, and you get an insane breaker. It's just not really super useful until then. What do we name this? What do we name this fella? What do we name this fella? Well, that'll be long. Wow. Zero faith in me. Zero faith. I can't blame you for having zero faith, but wow, zero faith. Purify? Sure. Alright, let's check you. Ugh. Huh? Modest is bad, but I mean 23 attack at least. 23 attack at least. It's a serviceable mon question mark. Adamant we would have really loved, but I mean even if not, it's whatever. Okay. We'll take it. I actually remembered to level up my guy this time at least. God damn. That's true. At least it does eliminate it from Lake Verity. Alright. Perfect. Alright. Come back and heal. Yeah. Up here, usually our main guy that we would like to get is Sentret or Burmy. Sentret, Burmy, or Spinarak. I will always say... This thing is going to go for a quick attack. Exactly. Perfectly calculated. Absolutely perfectly calculated. Not a single risk. Not a single risk. Bergmite? Is that just like a mon? Like, is that a name? That's just an ice type Pokemon that's not in the game. I'm gonna level you up to 12 just because I don't trust the fact that you're going to be able to one-shot this damn Kricketune or Kricketot, and I don't want you to get bonked. Pre-Evo of Avalugg? I mean, yeah, I know that. I'm just like, is that like is that a name that you want to give a Pokemon? Or I'll go for a tackle first. Oh. We should live. Exactly. Perfectly calculated. Gust? Nah. Name the Burmy Bergmite. Oh, okay. Yeah, that works. I mean, if we get a Burmy, I literally haven't gotten a Burmy in like 30 attempts. Despite the fact it is the most common encounter on 2 routes, plus you can get it from honey trees, I have not gotten it in like 30 attempts. Have faith? I had lost faith a long time ago. I have very little faith in this video game. I play this video game to unwind because getting irrationally angry at video games is how I cope with stress. Alright. Orin. and Toxic. Alright. Hopefully we get Skitty up here. We prefer Skitty. Glameow is fine. Awesome, Skitty. That's exactly what we want. Female, that's okay. Skitty. What do we name this creature? What do we name this creature? What do we want to name this creature? Protein. Playing through Elden Ring, and that tells you enough right there. Very fair. Sure, we can name it Protein. We can name it Protein. Is this a better protein? Is this the best protein? Rash? Ooh, that's actually really, really good. This isn't terrible. 20 speed, we really like. We like the speed. Only 8 special attack, we're not a huge fan of. However, with a rash nature, that does balance it out a lot. That does balance it out a lot, actually. This is a pretty damn good Skitty. If the defense stat was swapped with the special attack stat, this would be the best Skitty that we could have gotten. It would have been literally like an actual carry in Gardenia's gym. But it's fine. This is still a really solid Skitty at the bare minimum. Force skin, no. 9, 10, 11. And then we learn Sing. Get rid of Present. Next name should be Radon. Sure, we'll do that. Do you want it to be an actually good Pokemon, or do you want it to be a fish? Do you want it to be an actual good Pokemon, or do you want it to be a fish? Because I'm warning you now, the next Pokemon we're getting is a fish. Fish. I guess it depends on how good of a fish we get. It depends on how good of a fish. Let's see what we catch. Let's see what kind of fish we got. Yep, Goldeen. If I get a love disc, name it Fake Fish. Nah, we got the Goldeen. We got Goldeen. Caught it. Any love disc? That is so true. Any love? Any love? Can I get an any love? Can I get an any love from anybody? Can I get an any love? Modest, that's terrible. 22 attack at least. Modest is not good, but at least we got a 22 attack. Could be way worse, and the rest of its stats are also bad, but the only stat that I care about is the attack stat. The only stat I care about is the attack stat. There we go. Seaking is a pretty middle-of-the-road Pokemon in general anyways. I'm not terribly worried about it. You like to have a high attack Seaking just to hit pretty strong dives in the mid-game, but it falls off pretty quick after Gardenia's split. The Willy Wonka collab. So true. Alright. Yep, we got the L. I got love. I got love. This is I am love. Just name it I am fair. No, wait, no, wait. Luffy. Luffy. It's a... Yeah, fake fi would also work, but I like Luffy. We got Luffy. Hardy, neutral nature, 0 attack, but we don't care. Everything else is whatevs. Alright. We lead off with protein, because if we get a Iggly buff here, we are popping the fuck off. If we get a male Iggly buff here, we are popping the fuck off. It is the most uncommon counter here. God damn it, Glameow. God damn it, cat. Why do you always come and ruin my fun? Why do you always come and ruin my fun? You're an absolute terrible Pokemon. And it's not the most uncommon encounter, but it is the second most common encounter, right behind this creature that we keep on encountering. What do we name this creature? I mean, at least we got a copycat mon, so we can do the funny copycat strat against the Machop. At least we can do that. And I mean, this isn't a terrible Pokemon. It's not god-awful. Rourke? True. And also, Liam, I know I told you I would name someone Radon. I just wanted to save it for an actual good Pokemon. I wanted to save it for an actual good Pokemon. So we'll do that. Once we get something actually solid, I will name it that. I just don't want to give your... Save it for Burmy. If we get Burmy. Okay. I appreciate it. Yes, I am not going to just randomly reset this run. Even... Okay, Teddy Ursa. Okay. Okay, Protein. Okay, come on, buddy. Okay, good. This thing can roar us. Have some faith in the Burmy luck. Dude, I have not encountered it in 30 runs. I have no faith. What do we name this fella? What do we name this Teddy? Teddy isn't terrible. Teddy's actually pretty decent once you get it to Ursa Ring, but that's like after Fantina. I want to say after Fantina. Let me double check that, actually. Let me just double check that. Teddy, Ursa. 34. So after Gardenia, you can get Ursa Ring. Okay. Have faith in the monkey, and the heavens he will bless you. We'll name this guy Radon. How do I... let me see. R-A-D-A-H-N. Okay. Radon. If this thing is guts, we are popping off. Even if it's even if it is quick feet, we're fine with it. I'm cashing in the Radon now. If we get Burmy now, that's just comedic karma. That's just comedic karma at that point. I will also check my check the Teddy. Lax nature, basically neutral. Not bad. Oh, that's quick feet. Not guts kind of sucks, but I mean, like, the IVs are fine. They're just kind of middle of the road all the way through. Yeah, he's fine. If we make it past Gardenia, he'll be pretty solid. Ursa Ring is a pretty great guy. Let's see what we nab up here. Okay. We swap so we don't get Cute Charm proc. Alright. Alright. Come on, come on, come on. I'll have faith in the monkey, just this once. I mean, we got Combee back. We got Combee back. Not Burmy, but I mean, we got Combee back. What do we name this fella? What do we name this little fella? Or these little fellas? I mean, I guess it is his blessing. That is true. This is just his blessing. Faithful? Sure, we can name it Faithful. God damn, that did so much damage. Alright, we'll name it Faithful. We got Faithful the Combi. Alright. That's the monkey strength. That is true. That is true. It does have a lot of monkey strength. Alright. Okay. And then here we will do our regular encounter while we're at it. Lead off with Protein. We already have you. Delibird. Delibird was actually pretty giga buffed in this game. Dupe's Claws. Yeah, you see that damage? You see that damage? That's adaptability boosted damage right there, my guy. That's adaptability boosted. Kill him? No, he's actually good. He's actually good. Adaptability? Yep, he gets adaptability. What do we name this fella? What do we name this fella? No, wait. No. Delibird. Oh, that is a silly name, but I have a better idea. Birdly. For all my Deltarune heads out there. For all my Deltarune heads out there. This is definitely Birdly. He is definitely Birdly. He's even an ice type because well, you know why. You know why. You know exactly why he's an ice type. Also, let's check out our other guys too. Careful nature. Minus special attack ain't great. Extra bulk is fine. He's just back. He's back. The max attack, max special attack guy. He's back. Faithful. He is back. All right. Oh. Ooh, rash nature? Actually, though, 1 speed ain't great. But, I mean, he's still fast enough. And, I mean, 10 special attack plus special attack nature, that's really good. And the 30 attack, that's pretty decent, too, later on. But, I mean, you prefer special attack. You get Ice Beam at, like, level 28 in this game. Delibird is actually a pretty solid Gardeniamon, so we will actually bring that onto the team. That's really good. Rash is minus special defense and plus special attack. Oh, also we never checked Rourke's stats, by the way. Hardy, oh, just kind of by the books, just normal numbers. Cool. We'll bring Faithful. We'll bring Faithful on instead of Anila. Did we get all of our encounters? I think we did. Okay. I'm gonna head back up to the Pokemon Center. I am probably gonna call it a night. It's starting to get pretty late, and I do need to do a couple things before I head to bed. So I will probably call it for the stream tonight. There we go. All right. Overall, things went pretty well. Not the worst set of encounters. However, I will say the fact that we went from attempt 65 to attempt 68, not the best. Not the best. I'll be the first to admit that. It's not great. However, I don't know. We got a decent run going on, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how the rest of the things go so far. We still need to get our Route 204 South encounter, do some of those fights. We still need to get our Ravaged Path encounter, And then we got to do clowns, Barry 2, all that sort of stuff. And we'll do that all next stream. So anyways, guys, I hope you all enjoyed this stream. I enjoyed talking with y'all today. I will be going live at some point tomorrow, likely around the same time that I did tonight. So plan for around 6:30 CST, maybe 7 CST. Could be a little earlier. Kind of depends on when I get home from work. But I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, and I will see you guys in the next stream. If you guys want to see more, of course, check out the playlist. All my streams will be in there. There's literally 100 hours of stream content in there. So if you want to check it out, go watch it, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace out, everyone.